Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first series of the afternoon here on Sunday Mass number 29. And it just so happens that the match we're picking up here is both members of Infinity Gaming. I swear we didn't do this intentionally, but it's great advertising. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our players here on Star Station. Spawning up in the top left corner, the blue Zerg from Infinity EU, it's ASOOOD. And spawning down in the bottom right, ASOOOD's opponent from Infinity Gaming, the North American version, it is EON, purple Zerg. All right, so ZVZ will start stuff off with a bang here. Just take a quick moment while we see that both players are not opting for any early pulls to go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsors. These tournaments would not be possible without Zeek.com. That's Z33K.com. Most of you are probably in the tournament who are watching this, so you're already very familiar with them. If not, go check them out. Great website, hosts all of our tournaments, makes things breeze to handle even with 64 plus players. And also sponsored by ggtracker.com, a great way to track your StarCraft statistics. You upload replays, and so membership there is free. I recommend you go over, get a membership. We also offer premium memberships as prizes for our tournaments sometimes, so another way to get even more out of that website. And finally, our new sponsor for our new website, Internet, has very graciously volunteered to donate their services to web hosting and is hosting our new website. So big shout out to them. Thank you so much. We're so grateful to have our website back up and running. All right, so it looks like ASOOOD has dropped a 15 hatch here after a pool and an extractor, and going for another extractor. Is this extractor tricking? No. So two... Oh, that's EON blocking the other extractor. Interesting. I was like, why is he going for two extractors? So, EON got gas, pool, and a much later hatch here, so probably going to be looking to get perhaps a little bit more aggro in the beginning here, and has also pulled off the extractor block, which is a bit of an interesting choice here. Most Zergs don't go up to multiple gas for a while, so it does give him some scouting information. These lings are making quick work of it, and EON did let it finish lose those minerals. Meanwhile, ASOOOD's Queen moving down the ramp here, shooing EON's Overlord back and away, and he will get out safely for the time being, parked right out front, spotting. Both players have Overlords spotting the attack path there coming out of the base. So pretty standard safe play, nothing too crazy so far. We do see that EON has 8 Zerglings on the way here, so looking to get a little bit aggressive is my guess. You wouldn't make this many lings solely for defense, even especially based on what he was scouting. And ASOOOD, his opponent, is posturing a little bit more defensively here, has a Baneling nest up, choosing to drone behind this, so he's gonna rely on the safety of having Banelings to get things going. So 8 Zerglings out on the map for EON, and he's gonna catch some of ASOOOD's scouting lings here. Probably not going to be able to catch them down, as both players' speed is almost identically timed here. 12 more Zerglings, though, on the way for EON, so he's going to try to take advantage of this. And he's already got 6 moving across the map. Meanwhile, back at ASOOOD's base, we do have a Spine Crawler going down and several Banelings being morphed in here. So ASOOOD's probably going to be ready for this Zergling aggression. 2 Cleans blocking the ramp, so his natural will be pretty safe as he sees all these Lings streaming across the map. Speed has now finished for both players, so it's going to be fast and furious for the next few minutes here. A little Ling Bane war. EON adding on a Baneling nest here, but he's got to be careful. These 2 Banelings should be enough to shoo this attack back. Oh, a little bit of a miss micro there. One Ling able to take out one of those Banelings, so it's a good pickup for EON. He's going after yet another one, and still yet again able to take out another Baneling. That's not the kind of trades you want with Banelings. moving in with the Lings. There's no Banelings morphed in yet, but he's going to be careful because there's Banelings morphing in right behind. No, this thing might finish just in the nick of time. Oh, EON pulls back, but a little bit too late, losing the majority of the Lings in that push. So aggression now will cease for the moment. Both players remaxing their Ling supplies here. ASOOOD morphing in some more Banelings at the top of the ramp, while EON decides to continue his aggression streaming across the map. EON, no drones here at the natural, well, one drone at the natural, whereas ASOOOD here has been droning away, and he's up 29 drones to 18 drones. So EON's going to start doing some real economic damage here, otherwise he's going to be in a lot of trouble. We do see some great tools to do that in his army, these Banelings. Now moving forward, I'd like to see a little bit more of just the spread on these as they move in. Queens and Spinecrawler blocking the way. These Banelings are not going anywhere. Two Banelings taking all of them out, but it does manage to kill that Spinecrawler. Pretty good trade there for ASOOOD. Two Banelings for about 6 or 7 and a Spinecrawler. So looks like he's going to be cleaning this up for the most part. EON scared by these Banelings moving back, so EON's starting to drone up a little bit behind this. 18 more Lings and 3 Roaches on the way for ASOOOD, so he's managed to work his way up into Roach Tech during all of this. He's got the 2 Evos to narrow the cutoff there, so I think the window for EON to do damage in this game is quickly closing. He's got 5 more Banelings morphing in, so he's going to have to try to get something done here if he wants to pull himself back into the game. One Baneling from EON falls. The 3 others are forced to pull back. This is a pretty tough wall to break now, especially there's Roaches on the field. 2 more Banelings taking out EON's 4 Banelings. Very cost-effective trades there. EON has a bit of the Ling advantage, except with Roaches and Banes backing this army up. This is not looking too good for EON. His early aggression didn't quite do the damage it needs to. He's circumventing, hoping to just run by into the natural here for a counterattack. Meanwhile, ASOOOD moving across the map with probably about 6 or 7 Roaches, checking for the 3rd here quickly, will not find one. He's going to find a pretty empty natural as well. Meanwhile, Zergling's doing run by in the main here of ASOOOD. His army is out of position and forced to pull back, so this counterattack did accomplish what it needed to. Transfuse Micro going down on the Queens. Queens staying alive for the time being. 1 Queen will drop. Meanwhile, attacking down on the other side. There is not much here at home as all of EON's forces were moved to the other side of the map. Roaches coming away. Zergling's coming out. 3 Spines going down. Spines will probably have time to finish as ASOOOD's forces are forced to pull back, and these Spines upon completing will probably be enough to do that. Great Transfuse saving that 1 Spine. Everything's cleaned up. A flurry of actions on both sides there, but was it enough for EON, that counterattack? EON is still down by 14 drones here. That's pretty huge at this later stage in the game. So we have a Spire going down for ASOOOD, so that's going to be his follow-up to the Roach play. And meanwhile, EON's just going to try to get some more work done, pick off some of these Roaches here with these Lings. Roach is able to back themselves into a bit of a corner, but it's not going to be enough to save them. Meanwhile, full wall off here for ASOOOD as he does not have many forces, but looks like he's going to be able to focus down this Evo chamber and be greeted with the reward of Banelings and Broodlings. So those Lings very courageously gave their lives, but unfortunately met by Banelings. So there was no upgrade in that Evo chamber. Trying for another bust here. Trying to snipe the Queens, doing desperately anything he can to sort of get himself back in this game. Supply lead, of course, is to ASOOOD here. And as well as the tech advantage, as we can see up here, the Spire just canceled from ASOOOD here, opting to go for Burrowed Roach tech instead, getting 1-1 on Roaches. Probably worried that EON was going Spire, maybe, even though his Spire was about to finish and significantly ahead of EON's. I think he realizes that he has an econ advantage here, though he is supply capped at the moment. Good use of these Lings patrolling around, forcing the cancel. Just going to delay that third a little bit. Every little bit helps here, especially when playing from behind in a position that EON is. Ling's moving back in to try to get another cancel on this, but there are plenty of roaches there to mop that up. So losing all of those Lings there, and EON is just falling further and further behind. There's 21 roaches out for ASOOOD here. Some of them heading across the map now with the burrow ability and tunneling claws here. So gonna look to, oh, he's a little early for his 1-1 timing, but wants to deny this third and make sure it hasn't gone down yet, which it hasn't. So sitting at about 100 supply now to EON 62. There's not a lot here. There are 3 spines that are going to be able to push this back, and EON's going to see that these have the burrow ability, so hopefully morphing in. Yeah, we see EON morphing in an Overseer back behind this to deal with that, and EON's got 8 mutas on the way, 3 on the field now, more coming out, so that'll go miles to helping with this, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep him from taking pretty substantial damage here. 3 spines, though, are going to be a great dealer of DPS here in this engagement. Lings and mutas moving forward with the Overseer, so no burrow is going to be able to save these roaches. Able to get some great pickoffs as these roaches retreat back across. This is exactly what EON wants. He's not losing any of his army. These Lings are able to do damage while the roaches in the back are getting picked off. And roaches turn and fight, killing some of the Zerglings, but the mutas continue to chip away at this. This is the kind of thing that EON needs to get back in this game, and there are 2 spores just finishing. He's going to want to be careful of those, using the Lings to focus those down while the roaches get worked on by the Hydras here. Good muta control by EON, staying away from those spores. 1 does fall to the few Zerglings, but all in all, supply advantage still in the favor of ASOOOD here as he repositions his spine at his third. Just about to complete here for EON. He's come back a little bit. He's only down by 5 workers here, so if he can get some good work done with these mutas, he might be able to hang around in this game for a bit longer. But meanwhile, 2-2 is halfway done on this game for ASOOOD. He's supply blocked with a little harass from the mutas. These 2 armies very close to each other, but not opting to engage. There are a whole lot of Hydralisks here. Does not want to engage this with this many mutas, as quite a few losses. More mutas being added to the mix. I'd like to see him get a little bit more active with these mutas, not against the main army, but in the drone lines, try to buy himself some time, pick up some economic advantage, and claw himself back into this game. His supply is still in the favor of ASOOOD here, as we see that plus 2 carapace is on the way for these mutas, so they're going to be a little bit more hardy for this next attack, as I think EON's realizing that he's going to have to engage with all of his army and the mutas simultaneously in order to repel this attack, because 2-2 is just about to finish, so there will be a good 2-2 timing here with these burrowed roaches and Hydras.
Our forces are under attack.
Hydra's lagging a little bit behind, allowing EON to do some damage to these roaches. Retreat to the cover of the Hydras. That's enough to push the Mutalisks back here. Meanwhile, getting a nice spread on his units. ASOOOD moves out. No Banelings to deal with these Hydras, but there are quite a few Mutalisks. They may be able to chip through this, but not before heavy losses. Hydra's doing a little bit of a dance there, and then burrowing. Not really sure that was the best strategic move. However, these mutas are able to start chipping away at these burrowed roaches. However, the third for ASOOOD does fall. Lings streaming out, roaches fighting the spines here. EON losing a base, but able to clean up the majority of the army here. It does appear that there is macro back at home going on. However, only a handful of Hydras at the moment. Roaches burrowed, being annoying, back in the natural here for EON, cleaning those up with the mutas, however, delaying any possible counterattack for Hydra reinforcements back at home. So supplies slightly more even, though ASOOOD's still ahead as we'd expect Lots of Hydras here. I'd like to see maybe Eon start adding a few Banelings in if he's going to go with this Ling Muta heavy style in order to get these unprotected Hydras. There are no roaches on the field right now. 12 are on the way, but a little bit moment of vulnerability here. Unfortunately, no Banelings to capitalize on that, and Mutas are just not going to be able to engage into this. Fourth has gone down. 2 Lings here hacking away on it. That is going to take some damage before probably finishing. Army is moving back to clean that up. And we have Lings spotting the other 4th location. So Eon desperately trying to get back in this with a double expand. But we see ASOOOD has chosen to take a 4th as well. So he's already got plenty of drone saturation to just move some drones down there. So it'll be pretty quickly saturated. He's mined out in the main. Meanwhile, moving down to try to challenge some of these expansions. Banelings now have been added in. No Baneling speed as of yet, but if you can get some good connects with these Banelings on the Hydras, the Roaches are going to have a pretty easy time dealing, or the Mutas are going to have a pretty easy time dealing with the Roaches. Unfortunately, upgrades are in favor of the Roach Hydra composition here at the moment. Mutas have +2 carapace, but no attack. Attack being researched now. It's about a quarter of the way done. Maxed army for ASOOOD, so we should be him as soon as he gets his Roaches in position here in the front to move in and start attacking this. Mutas and Banes. Banes trying desperately to get around these Roaches. Doing his best not to... Oh, great fungal there, fungling all of those Banelings. All of the Banelings drop to a fungal. Beautiful control by the Infestors there. All of the Banelings fall, most without detonating on anything, and the army for ASOOOD moves across here. Muta's forced to engage. They're the last line of defense, getting fungaled and taking this tremendous DPS from the Hydras. Meanwhile, the Roaches push forward to attack third, and there's the GG from EON. ASOOOD taking game number 1 of this series.